Have you ever wondered why some women fall head over heels for men who aren't wealthy, famous, or conventionally attractive? What is it about these men that makes them utterly irresistible? The truth is, there's something far more compelling than money or good looks when it comes to attraction. Something deeper, something intangible yet undeniable. Studies reveal that certain masculine qualities spark an innate and profound response in women, making them feel safe, valued, and completely drawn in. And no, it's not about chiseled abs or an overflowing bank account. These qualities aren't external. They're internal, woven into the very fabric of a man's character. They are traits that any man, regardless of his financial standing or social status, can cultivate. Because the secret to attraction isn't about what a man owns, it's about how he carries himself, how he navigates the world, and most importantly, how he makes the woman beside him feel. Today, we're uncovering the powerful traits that separate ordinary men from the ones who leave a lasting impact. Traits so essential that when mastered, they can completely transform a man's love life. If you've ever asked yourself why some women choose a man for who he is, rather than what he has, the answer lies ahead. So get ready, because what you're about to learn could change everything about the way you connect, communicate, and captivate. Now, have you ever noticed how a truly self-assured man naturally draws people in, especially women? It's not about flashy outfits, smooth talk, or even status. Real confidence radiates from within, and that kind of energy is impossible to ignore. But what does it truly mean to be confident? It's not arrogance. It's not an inflated ego or a desperate need to prove superiority. True confidence is quiet, grounded, and unwavering. It's the unshakable self-awareness of a man who knows who he is, recognizes both his strengths and weaknesses, and moves through the world with a steady, unforced presence. He doesn't seek validation. He doesn't need to impress. And paradoxically, that's exactly what makes him so magnetic. You can see it in the way he carries himself, the way he speaks, the way he listens, really listens. True confidence isn't about dominating a conversation. It's about being secure enough to absorb what others have to say. It's the kind of presence that exudes stability, maturity, and most importantly, emotional strength, the ability to protect and reassure those around him. Women aren't drawn to men who put on a performance. They're drawn to men who are real, who have the courage to be vulnerable, to own their imperfections, and to stand firm in their identity. Because confidence isn't built in a day. It's something that grows piece by piece, through experience, through self-awareness, through the commitment to becoming a better version of yourself. And once you cultivate this kind of confidence, something incredible happens. You no longer chase attraction. You become it. But there's more to the equation. Have you ever seen a man effortlessly form deep emotional connections with women, while others, no matter how hard they try, remain stuck on the surface? The difference doesn't lie in wealth, status, or looks. It lies in something far more powerful: emotional intelligence. This is one of the most crucial traits a man can develop, not just for love, but for life. It strengthens relationships, deepens friendships, and creates an undeniable presence in every interaction, from personal connections to career success. So, what exactly makes emotional intelligence so irresistible. Don't forget to like this video, leave a comment, and subscribe to stay updated with all the amazing content. Share it with your friends too. Let's grow this community together. Also, we've now got Super Chat, Super Stickers, and Super Thanks activated. So if you've been enjoying the content and want to see even more amazing, high-quality stories, here's your chance to join the inner circle. On the side, you can click that shiny join button up top and pick the level that works for you. Most importantly, your support will give me more time to create better, bolder, and brainier content for you. There is no pressure, but you'll officially be my favorite person if you join. Yes, I play favorites now. Thank you so much in advance for considering it. You're the real MVP. Why is emotional intelligence so magnetic? Because women deeply value a man who truly listens, who shows empathy, and who remains calm even in moments of tension. A man who lashes out when problems arise, who dismisses his partner's emotions or shuts down in the face of conflict. He sends a message of instability and emotional immaturity. And nothing kills attraction faster than a sense of insecurity. Now imagine this. A woman is having a rough day, weighed down by stress and emotions. Two men respond to her struggle in completely different ways. The first one, impatient and dismissive, rolls his eyes and tells her to stop overreacting or just move on. He's not really interested in how she feels. He just wants her to stop talking about it. The second man, he notices her distress, slows down, and asks thoughtful questions, not to fix the problem immediately, but to truly understand. He listens, not half-heartedly, not waiting for his turn to speak, but with genuine presence. He acknowledges her feelings, makes her feel seen, heard, and valued. Now, ask yourself, which of these two men will leave a lasting impression? The answer is obvious. Women are naturally drawn to men who make them feel emotionally understood and respected. And no, this doesn't mean you have to agree with everything she says, or become her personal therapist. It's about learning to be present, to show real interest, and to respond with poise rather than reaction. Men who master emotional intelligence don't just attract women, they build deeper, more meaningful relationships. Because they provide something rare, something invaluable, emotional security. So take a moment and reflect. How do you handle emotions? Do you listen, engage, and uplift? Or do you dismiss and withdraw? The good news? Emotional intelligence isn't an inborn trait. It's a skill. The more you become aware of your words, your reactions, and the impact you have on others, the more magnetic you become. And trust me, this holds far more weight than any number in a bank account. Now, have you ever noticed how some men, despite not being Hollywood heartthrobs or billionaires, effortlessly draw women in? What is it about them that makes them so captivating? The answer isn't in what they have. It's in what they project. And what they project is confidence. Confidence is a force of nature. It commands attention, sparks admiration, and creates effortless attraction. But let's be clear, confidence isn't arrogance. It's not about superiority or dominance. A truly confident man doesn't need to prove anything to anyone. He simply knows who he is and is at peace with it. And that kind of emotional security, it's intoxicating. Women are drawn to men who exude stability, men who don't get rattled easily, who have a sense of purpose, and who don't seek constant approval to feel good about themselves. Picture this. Two men walk into a crowded room full of strangers. The first one shrinks, avoids eye contact, looks uncomfortable in his own skin. His energy practically whispers insecurity. The second, he walks in with ease, shoulders back, a calm smile, an unhurried presence. He doesn't need to say a word to be noticed. His energy speaks for him. This second man, he naturally makes an impact without even trying. But here's the truth. Confidence isn't something you're born with. It's something you build. Through experiences, through challenges, through learning how to navigate setbacks without letting them define you. A confident man isn't afraid to fail because he understands that mistakes are stepping stones, not roadblocks. He doesn't obsess over what others think because he's too focused on his own growth. He knows that his worth isn't in material possessions, but in the way he approaches life. And here's the most important part. Confidence doesn't mean perfection. Many men mistakenly believe they need to have their entire life figured out before they can feel self-assured. Many men make the mistake of believing that confidence means having everything figured out. They think they need to have their life perfectly controlled before they can stand tall in their self-assurance. But here's the truth. No one has it all together, all the time. What really sets a confident man apart isn't perfection. It's how he handles the uncertainties of life. A self-assured man doesn't shy away from challenges. Instead, he faces them head-on with determination, learns from his mistakes, and moves forward without losing his composure. That's the kind of energy that draws women in. Now, take a moment to reflect. How secure do you feel in your decisions? Do you stand firm in your choices, or do you constantly worry about what others think? If you want to become the kind of man who commands respect and admiration, start by building your self-esteem. Invest in your personal growth. Pay attention to your posture. Learn to express yourself with clarity, and most importantly, trust yourself. Because a man who is truly confident doesn't chase validation. It follows him naturally. Have you ever noticed how certain men seem to have an almost magnetic energy about them? They attract people effortlessly and maintain healthy, fulfilling relationships. And no, it's not about money or looks. The real difference lies in something far more powerful: emotional intelligence. Emotional intelligence is the key to building real connections. It's the ability to understand and manage your own emotions, and to respond effectively to the emotions of others. A man who masters this becomes someone who is easy to talk to, someone who exudes security, and knows how to forge deep, meaningful bonds. Women deeply value this because they want to be with a man who knows how to listen, how to understand, and most importantly, how to react with balance. No outbursts of anger, no shutting down into cold silence. Think about a couple in the middle of an argument. A man lacking emotional intelligence might react impulsively. He could raise his voice, interrupt, or just withdraw, avoiding any resolution. But an emotionally intelligent man? He takes a deep breath, listens carefully, and works to understand the woman's perspective before responding calmly and rationally. This doesn't mean agreeing with everything she says, but it's about guiding the conversation toward understanding, not escalating the conflict. Emotional intelligence is also deeply tied to self-awareness. A man who knows his own strengths and weaknesses has an immense advantage. He understands his insecurities and doesn't let them control him. Instead, he acknowledges his emotions and expresses them in a measured, balanced way. This kind of self-control is incredibly attractive because it shows maturity and emotional depth. Another crucial element is empathy. Women are naturally drawn to men who can put themselves in their shoes. A man who shows empathy can understand his partner's feelings and respond in ways that strengthen the bond between them. This doesn't mean trying to please all the time or becoming submissive. It's about understanding her needs and acting in a way that supports and nurtures the relationship. If you want to be the man who truly wins a woman's heart and keeps her by your side, invest in your emotional intelligence. Learn to communicate better, cultivate self-control, and seek to understand the emotions of those around you. This skill doesn't just improve your romantic relationships, it elevates your friendships, your professional life, and, most importantly, your self-esteem. A man who can navigate his own emotions with grace becomes someone truly admirable. And now, let me share a few life truths that only those who have truly lived can understand. Wisdom isn't something that can be rushed. It pours out slowly, like hot tea on a cold day. First, never stress too much about money. While money can buy comfort, it's not what wins hearts. But here's the thing, money doesn't buy warmth, it doesn't buy genuine affection, and it certainly doesn't buy the comfort of a real embrace. A woman doesn't care about the size of your bank account or your status in life. What matters is how you make her feel. She wants a man who looks into her eyes and sees her for who she truly is, not just for her looks or the surface-level details. And let me tell you this, if you think you need to be perfect to be loved, let that thought go right now. Perfection is a heavy burden that no one can carry, and at the end of the day, no one falls in love with a man because he never makes mistakes. They fall in love with him because he has the courage to own up to his flaws, to admit when he's wrong, and to strive to become a better version of himself. Never fall into the trap of thinking that being tough means shutting off your emotions. You can be as strong as an oak tree, but if you're as cold as marble, no one will want to lean on you. True strength comes from vulnerability, the ability to express your emotions without fear is one of the most powerful qualities a man can have. Women are drawn to men who are firm, but also affectionate. And don't get caught up in thinking that you need to give grand speeches to impress anyone. Words can captivate for a moment, but it's your actions that stick in the heart. Did you promise to be there? Did you follow through? Small gestures, like keeping your word and showing up, are what build trust. And trust, my friend, is the foundation of any real relationship. But listen closely, because there's one thing I've learned in this life. A man without purpose is like a ship without a rudder, adrift, lost in the middle of the sea. You have to have something to fight for. Something that makes you want to wake up every morning with purpose. A woman doesn't want to carry a man. She wants to walk beside someone who knows where he's going. And here's my final piece of advice. Always be authentic. Don't try to be someone you're not just to impress others. The mask will always fall off, and when it does, if there's no truth behind it, the illusion disappears. Be yourself, with all your flaws and strengths, and you'll attract someone who loves you for exactly who you are, the real you. Now, take these words to heart and live wisely. Because a man who learns to respect and understand himself doesn't just win a woman's heart. He earns a lifetime of respect and admiration. So, after everything we've discussed, let me ask you, are you ready to live with more confidence, authenticity, and purpose? Because when a man starts to value himself, the world around him starts seeing him in a different light. It's not about money, status, or beauty. It's about knowing who you are and what you truly have to offer. Now, I want to hear from you. What part of this video resonated the most with you? Leave your thoughts in the comments below and let me know where you're tuning in from. I love to hear how far this conversation reaches. And if this video helped you in any way, don't keep this message to yourself. Share it with a friend who needs to hear it. There are many people out there who could benefit from these words. And don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss the next piece of valuable content. We're here to have direct, impactful conversations that help you live better. Before you go, make sure to check out the next video on your screen. Click on it and discover another secret that can transform the way you relate to others and achieve what truly matters.
See you there.